Welcome to Pop's Party Family, where fun and magic come alive. New videos and shorts every day. Let's laugh, learn, and play. Hey!
They thought it was a magic rock, but it hid a secret treasure. Part B, as you saw in the previous part of. They thought it was a magic rock, but it hid a secret treasure. The people of Maple Creek discovered a mysterious rock carved with a donkey and a stick. Pretending to know its meaning, Ethan tricked everyone into believing it was a magical shrine, collecting gifts while the real message remained a mystery. As the town blindly followed the false story, the wise old teacher finally returned, and with one look at the rock, he knew the truth was about to change everything. Now, let's continue with Part B. Early the next morning, the entire town of Maple Creek gathered around the mysterious rock. Children climbed fences, parents stood on wagons, and even Buddy the town dog squeezed through the crowd. Everyone wanted to see what the wise old teacher, Mr. Benjamin, would say. Ethan tried to smile, but inside he felt like a balloon ready to pop. Mr. Benjamin slowly walked toward the shrine, carrying only a small backpack and a walking stick. He looked at the flowers, the candles, the fruit, and all the gifts around the rock. Then he looked at Ethan, who stood proudly beside it. "Well," Mr. Benjamin said with a gentle smile, "this is certainly interesting." Ethan laughed nervously and replied, "See? Even you agree this is a sacred place." The old teacher didn't answer. Instead, he quietly began studying the carvings. The crowd became so quiet that they could hear birds singing in the trees. Mr. Benjamin gently brushed away years of dust with a soft cloth. He traced the picture of the donkey with one finger and the long stick with the other. Then he smiled. It wasn't the smile of someone who believed the story. It was the smile of someone who had just solved a giant puzzle. Ethan quickly stepped forward. "There's no need to look any closer," he said with a shaky voice. "I've already explained everything." Mr. Benjamin looked at him kindly and asked, "Really? Then tell me one thing. Why would a hero hide his story with only 2 tiny pictures?" Ethan opened his mouth, but no words came out. The children in the crowd exchanged curious looks. Just then, something funny happened. A playful little goat wandered into the shrine and started eating the flower decorations. While Ethan chased the goat in circles, he tripped over a basket of apples. Apples rolled everywhere. People slipped, laughed, and tried to catch them. One apple landed right in Grandpa Joe's hat. The whole town burst into laughter, except Ethan, whose face turned bright red. After everyone calmed down, Mr. Benjamin pointed at the picture of the stick. "This isn't a magic staff," he said. "Look carefully. It is straight, heavy, and made of metal. It looks more like an iron rod." Then he pointed at the donkey. "And this donkey doesn't represent bad luck. It represents foolishness." The crowd looked at each other in complete confusion. Mr. Benjamin continued. "Whoever carved these pictures wanted to leave a simple message. But instead of thinking carefully, everyone accepted the first explanation they heard." Ethan slowly stepped backward, hoping no one would notice him. Unfortunately, Buddy the dog sat right behind him. Ethan bumped into Buddy, lost his balance, and landed in a pile of hay. Even Buddy seemed to grin. The old teacher looked around and said, "Bring me the strongest iron rod you can find." The blacksmith quickly ran to his workshop and returned, carrying a thick, heavy iron bar. 2 strong farmers brought it to the rock. The crowd held their breath. Even the birds seemed to stop singing. Something exciting was about to happen. Mr. Benjamin carefully slid the iron rod beneath the giant rock. "Don't push yet," he said. "Everyone, come closer. Today you are about to learn a lesson that you will never forget." Men, women, and children gathered around. Ethan quietly wiped the sweat from his forehead. He had a terrible feeling that his comfortable life was about to disappear forever. "On the count of 3, shouted Mr. Benjamin. 1, 2, 3. Everyone pushed with all their strength. The giant rock shook for the very first time in hundreds of years. A loud crack echoed across the road as the stones slowly began to move. Suddenly, a bright golden glow peeked out from underneath it. The crowd gasped. Someone whispered, "There's something under the rock." Ethan's eyes grew as wide as dinner plates, and his knees started shaking. The rock finally begins to move, revealing a mysterious golden glow hidden beneath it for centuries. The carvings were never about worshipping the rock. They were actually instructions to move it with an iron rod. The giant rock rolled to one side with a loud rumble. Everyone stepped back in surprise. Under the rock was an old wooden chest covered in dirt and wrapped with rusty iron chains. Tiny golden rays shined through the cracks in the wood. The whole town stood frozen. Nobody spoke. Then little Emma whispered, Is that really a treasure chest?" Suddenly, everyone started cheering with excitement. Mr. Benjamin carefully broke the old lock with the iron rod. The chest slowly opened with a long, squeaky creak. Inside were sparkling gold coins, silver bars, beautiful jewels, and a rolled-up letter inside a glass bottle. The treasure glittered so brightly that it looked like hundreds of tiny stars were dancing inside the chest. The children couldn't believe their eyes. Mr. Benjamin gently opened the bottle and read the old letter aloud. "To the people of the future, this treasure belongs to everyone in this town. If you are wise enough to understand the carvings, use this treasure to help your community. Build safe roads, good schools, parks for children, and help families in need. The greatest treasure is not gold. It is people helping each other." The crowd became silent as they listened to every word. Everyone slowly turned to look at Ethan. His face turned bright red. He tried to smile and said, "Well, maybe I was just a tiny little bit wrong." Just then, the same mischievous goat from before wandered over and gently nibbled on Ethan's shirt. Ethan jumped and ran in circles, shouting, "Not again!" The goat chased him all around the road while the entire town burst into laughter. Even Mr. Benjamin chuckled. The mayor folded his arms and asked, "Ethan, did you really invent that whole story about the magic staff?" Ethan looked down at his shoes and quietly answered, "Yes. I didn't know what the carvings meant. I just wanted everyone to think I was smart. Then people kept bringing gifts, and I became greedy." He felt ashamed because he knew he had fooled the whole town. Mr. Benjamin smiled kindly and placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "Making a mistake is not the worst thing," he said. "The worst thing is refusing to admit it. A truly wise person tells the truth, learns from mistakes, and becomes better." Ethan nodded with tears in his eyes. "I'm sorry," he said. "I promise I'll earn everyone's trust again." Instead of keeping the treasure for themselves, the townspeople worked together. They repaired the broken road, built a new playground where children laughed every day, planted beautiful trees, and opened a small library filled with wonderful books. They also helped families who were struggling. Before long, Maple Creek became one of the happiest little towns in America. Not because it had treasure, but because its people cared for one another. As for Ethan, he accepted his punishment without complaining. Every morning he cleaned the animal barn, fed the cows, washed the horses, and repaired broken fences. At first he grumbled, but after a few weeks he discovered something surprising. Honest work made him happier than easy money ever had. Even the animals seemed to forgive him. The funny goat became his best friend, although it still tried to steal his hat whenever it could. Grandma Martha finished the story and smiled at her grandchildren. Jake scratched his head and laughed. "So all those people were standing on top of treasure the whole time." Grandpa George grinned and said, "Exactly. Sometimes people search all over the world for answers while the real answer is right under their feet." Everyone laughed. Buddy barked happily, wagging his tail as if he agreed with Grandpa. Before everyone went to bed, Grandma looked around the room and said, "Always ask questions. Always think carefully. Never follow someone just because they sound confident or important. Use your own mind, tell the truth, and help others whenever you can. That's how you find the greatest treasure in life." The children smiled and promised they would remember her words forever. Outside, the stars sparkled over Maple Creek, reminding everyone that wisdom, honesty, and kindness are worth far more than any chest full of gold. The mysterious rock is finally moved, revealing a hidden treasure chest and a message that changes the entire town forever. The carvings were never meant to create a shrine. They were simple instructions to uncover a treasure that belonged to everyone. Moral of the Part B: don't believe everything you hear. Think for yourself, ask questions, and always seek the truth. Honesty, wisdom, hard work, and kindness will make you richer than gold, while greed and blind faith can make even smart people act foolishly. The end.
Thank you for watching. We're so glad you're here. Like, share, subscribe, and spread the cheer. Join the Hop Street family.